Hello everybody, this is Gareth Coon Speaks back here with another video. This video is diabolically disgusting because just as anti-Semitism is at its highest level throughout the world, from even before Hitler was in power, it's even greater than that time. So this time, if they think it's the best idea, they seriously need their heads looked at. But however, Norway, Iran, Spain are to recognize a Palestinian state as Israel fights efforts to handcuff Jewish state. From the International Criminal Court at The Hague to the front lines of Rafah, Israel is fighting battles on multiple fronts as nations take sides on the ICC decision to push to the to push for the arrest of Israeli leaders, and three countries decide to recognize a Palestinian state. Norway, Ireland, and Spain all announced Wednesday that they would give recognition to a Palestinian state, even as Israel is fighting to destroy the families' capabilities of Hamas in Gaza. And just in case you heard a wee noise there 2 minutes ago, that was to tell me that there was another rocket fired into Israel. So I'd like Norway, Ireland, and Spain to be getting a wee bit more of what Israel's getting, and then they might change their mind. Irish Prime Minister Simon Harris stated, "Each of us will now undertake whatever national steps are necessary to give effort to the decision." In the lead up to today's announcement, I've spoken with a number of other leaders and counterparts, and I'm confident that further countries will join us taking this important step in the coming weeks. The announcement comes after this week's decision by the International Criminal Court to consider arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his Defence Minister Yoav Gallant. Norway's government declared Tuesday that if warrants are issued, they would enforce them. On Capitol Hill, US, senators say they'll take action against the ICC, while Netanyahu's warned other democracies will be affected. He told ABC News the ICC prosecutor is pouring gasoline on the global fires of anti-Semitism because he is attacking the one and only Jewish state and trying to handcuff us, from preventing us from exercising responsibly through the laws of war as we obey them and we are subordinate to them. He says we're not. He's creating false symmetry, false facts, and he's doing a grave injustice to the International Court. Netanyahu said. Concerning battlefield issues, the White House expressed satisfaction with Israel's scaled down military plan for the invasion of Rafah. Reportedly, the Israel Defense Forces already control about 30% of Hamas' last major stronghold and more than half of the strategic Philadelphia corridor. This area contains smuggling tunnels used by Hamas to resupply its ammunition and weapons. One Israeli analyst reported the IDF may be close to taking over the city. Further north, the US built pier is facilitating aid for Gaza, but reports indicate most of the aid is being stolen soon after it leaves the pier. On the diplomatic front, the Biden administration is pressing Israel to accept a deal to normalize relations with Saudi Arabia in exchange for some form of Palestinians' involvement in the Gaza after the war. The question for Israel is what would we be the cost of normalization with Saudi Arabia? Some report it would include stopping the war in Gaza in exchange for the release of the Hamas held hostages, and the statement by the Israeli government that it would create a political horizon for the two-state solution. Netanyahu has repeatedly stated that the Palestinians will not control Gaza after the war. In Tehran, scrolled up, Wednesday, Ayatollah al-Khamenei, official at the funeral of Iran's President Ibrahim Raisi, Iranian-born American Eli Cohen, told CBN News many Iranians rejoiced at the death of the man known as the Butcher of Iran. Cohen, you say the president of Iran, who just died, was responsible for overseeing these kangaroo court systems, which at most give people these fake trials, 5-minute show trials, and he was responsible for one of the greatest mass executions of the political prisoners in human history. Cohen insisted. She said Raisi was considered one of the two possible successors to Khamenei, as the country's top leader, Khamenei's son, is now the likely successor. You see, we're left with, we don't know what monster will be left in Iran, but the supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, his son will most likely be made to stand up after this Ibrahim Raisi dying. So we all have to look to Iran and try and pray for Iran to turn, for the women and for the men to join the women in rising up, for them to meet all their desires, and let's turn Iran back over to the Shah of Iran, because he would be a real moderate leader and a fantastic friend of the West. And the Iranians don't support the Ayatollah Khomeini, because they know they've got very little food, they know they've got very little electricity, they've got bridges falling all over the place. There's so much being brought against Iran that should tell the leaders that maybe if we move closer to Israel, we could be saved. If you be grafted in, it's the only way for an evil person to meet Yeshua, Jesus, and that is to grab hold of the garment of a Jew and to say, we will go with you because we heard that God is with you. Or for you to stand with the Jewish people like some of your Iranian women have, because they have love for their women, because Israel's women are free, unlike Iran's and unlike these countries. These countries that have made one more. Norway, Ireland, and Spain that would sign up to a Palestinian state if it was put on their desks tomorrow. Well, shame on you, Norway. Shame on you, Ireland, because I'm from the north of Ireland and I will support that. And for Spain, Shalom Maranatha.